Greetings, guys. So, I want to do something I haven't actually done before. Fairly interested in trying it. It's an unboxing video for the Light L16 camera. And I just got this yesterday, last night actually. And I figured it would be an interesting thing, since these aren't all that common right now, to do an unboxing video and show just kind of what you have. Alright, so as you can see right there, there's the, looks like this is the main package, and this is simply just the box that comes in it. Doesn't look like there's any, no, there's no plugins or manuals, at least in that box. So this is the, it's not very big. I honestly didn't think it was going to be that big, but sometimes you just assume things are going to be slightly different than the pictures they show you. I pre-ordered this back when they were first getting their backers. It wasn't exactly a Kickstarter type thing, but they were just getting pre-orders early on in the development. This was back in, I want to say, November of 2015. And I had seen it and I was really interested in it, and then I saw that they were taking some pre-orders, and I decided to jump on it. And then 2 years and about 2 months later, finally got mine shipped to me. It's a really nice box that it comes in. Very matte. You can see it's got a like a holographic reflective cover on it. And there it is. Sweet Christmas. That looks awesome. So the camera does have a separate like a bumper protector that you can buy that encompasses the outside of the phone, and then a screen protector, which I think goes on the front. Maybe it goes on the back to protect from prints, since this is a touchscreen pad. Alright, so there is the camera. Also included is a welcome. I'm assuming this is a manual, kind of how to get started. Oh, this is a carrying case. Nice. So it has this soft case, and then the rest of the box has a charger, USB plug-in, assume that's a strap, and then this must be the USB to USB 3.0 cord that is used to charge the battery, the internal battery of the camera. Alright, cool. So that is what's included in the box. So the camera itself, as you can see, is not much bigger than a cell phone. I mean, it's a little bit thicker than a cell phone, but this is my Android phone. It's almost exactly the same size. It's just got a little bit more weight to it. I think it's 15. It's like 15.3 ounces or something like that. It's just under a pound. Or it might be just over a pound. I don't know. As you can see, there's a power button on top. This is obviously your shutter button. I'm assuming these are selections one way or another. It's got a really nice grip, like a textured material on the outside. It's good for making sure it doesn't slip out of your hand, and it's got one along the entire outside on the left handle as well, even wraps underneath. Underneath, you can see there's a USB plug-in port. I'm assuming this must be for mounting to a tripod, possible accessories. There's a hot shoe for something that might be for a remote as well. It's one of the things this doesn't have that I'm kind of curious whether or not that's going to make it harder to use, I guess, for self-portraits in a lot of ways, because I use remote almost all the time with my Mark III for a lot of my manipulations and a lot of my self-portraits, so that I can make sure that I'm exactly where I want to be as far as focus goes. This is for the strap to be put through, and as you can see with the try and get it in focus there are the 16 individual cameras on the front. And they go all kinds of ranges. I think there's 300 millimeter And I think it goes all the way down to 24. Don't quote me on that. Haven't actually used it yet. One thing you will notice when looking at it is there's no port for a memory card. It's because this thing it's all internal. There is a 256 gig hard drive space inside here. And if I remember right, the images that it shoots, the megapixels are at 50, I think it's a 53 megapixel image when it combines all the different shots that you take together. I'm really curious to see how this works with macro as well, because that's one thing that is challenging and frustrating about my Mark III, is I've got a really nice macro lens for it, but it's difficult to use, especially in low light situations. So I'm really curious to see what this does as far as macro. This might make it a much easier job to get quick photos of macro things. I'm kind of surprised by the lightness of it. I mean, it definitely has some weight to it. It doesn't feel like it's cheap, but it just has a, I don't know, has a very portable factor, which is one of the reasons why they refer to this as a DSLR killer, is the fact that this can go pretty much anywhere with you without being, it's not a backpack full of lenses. It's got them all right there. So that is the cool thing about this. It'll be a lot easier to go great distances with a small camera like this and use it in a lot of different situations. Plus the fact that you don't have to have a lot of hauling things around, a lot of setup. Hopefully it's very easy to use. I'm going to try and power it on in a second. There we go. It's got a very large screen. I think it's a 5-inch screen, touch screen. And while it's charging up, and going through the I agree buttons, blah blah blah, yes. Another thing it has is Wi-Fi and Bluetooth capable as well. Alright, so I did the update, and it took probably about 8 minutes total time. And now it's showing on the screen, got the different options. It looks like ISO right now is on automatic. It keeps changing. It's at 247. Lens is blocked. 35 millimeter, 1/60th of a second. Battery is at 69%. Oh, that's my exposure. Interesting. Looks like I can zoom in just by dragging my thumb vertically. Interesting. Now, of course, you don't want to be making a video while you're trying to test out and play with it for the first time, but that's exactly what I'm doing. Alright, so flash is on automatic. I'm just going to turn that off. I like being able to control. Ooh, and that is the shutter button. Interesting. So it looks like it's trying to focus. I wonder if it's having a hard time. Looks like it's a little bit on the foggy side. I wonder if I can choose. There's my settings. So metering mode. You can adjust the haptic feedback. Interesting. Process images while charging, audio, metering mode. That's another thing, is that this actually supposed to shoot 4K video. I think they're still doing an update on that, but that is the plan. Eventually it will be a 4K video camera. There you can put up your grid. So I am kind of curious on how you determine which lenses. I have not read the manual. I am simply going off of years of experience with other cameras. And since I don't have anything specifically set up already for this, I'm just going to use a little Batman I've got, because I figure that's good luck if I'm taking pictures of Batman brand new camera. It's having a hard time focusing. It must just be too close. Must be it. So you may not be able to get super close with this as far as macro shots go, but you can zoom in. Whoa. Not entirely sure what happened there. Something was having a problem. Okay, so I'm going to hit the screen again, try and focus on him. There we go. It's a pretty clean image. Might be kind of hard to see. There we go. So I like that you can review and zoom in. That's pretty. So after looking at it for a minute, now I hit the processing button. It looks like it's processed the image, but it didn't ask me for any specifics, like if I wanted it done a certain way, or if there was a particular look I wanted applied. So now I can delete it. Looks like I can save it. I can select it as a favorite or star, and that just processes again. Interesting. Well, for the majority of the images, I always like to have complete control, especially with raw images. Curious what that one does. Oh, okay. Just takes us back to the main one again. So that is fully backed out, zoomed out. And it looks like if I get super close, yeah, it just can't focus. It must have difficulty being too close. The first one is still the best shot that I've taken. I think the lighting might have adjusted just slightly. And I know that you can adjust, from what I was seeing, you can adjust the focus after the fact. So let's say you take a picture and you're using using all of the cameras, all 16 front cameras at the same time. You can actually adjust focus depending on which camera you want to, I guess, give preferential treatment to as far as the focus field, and then it will adjust the focus to that lens, which is pretty cool. I'm definitely gonna have to do some research and looking into it before I do that, before I can even give a decent explanation as far as how that works. But yeah, this is just a first look, first glance at the L16 Light 16 camera, and so far I'm very impressed. It looks really cool, and I'm hoping I'm going to be able to make some really cool images with it. Alright, so for the unboxing and first playing with it, that does it for this video. But I will probably be doing some more things with it before too long, and I will make sure to update with some of the first images that I create with it and give you guys my opinions and things that I do like about it, things that I don't like about it, in the next little while, hopefully in the next coming weeks, after I get a whole lot more use out of this and figure out its pros and cons.